Good morning, welcome back to the garden. Today is Saturday, February 18th, and you know what Saturday means. We're going to do a quick review of this garden, then we're going to go to you and celebrate what's going on in your garden. And if you're new to this channel, you're in for a real treat. Saturdays are dedicated to you and what's going on in your garden. I couldn't wait. I wanted to see if we had anything going on in the mini greenhouse inside the greenhouse. It's just now warming up above freezing. The wind's blowing a little bit. It's kind of chilly out there. But we got something else we're going to do today. But let's check this out first. I think it's just a little early. I really wasn't expecting anything to be spread. Looks like the peas are going to be up in just a couple days. Now I'm going to put just a little bit more soil on this one because it did settle a little bit. But they're coming. We'll cover that back up. Let's see if we got anything else. This is a great example of why we use the plastic. Look at all that condensation, all that moisture staying right in there with the seeds. Now I think it is a little early, but let's go ahead and see if we got anything else moving. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Let me set this back over where I had it. It's going to get a lot of sun. Now last year on the 18th, we went ahead and planted potatoes. This batch of purple potatoes that I saved over, they're chitting really well. So we're going to go ahead and plant potatoes today. I also have these Pontiac Reds that I saved back. Look how nicely those are chitting. If you're going to split this, you could cut this right there. We should have done that a couple days ago if that's what we were going to do. That way it scabs over. You want to have at least 3 good eyes if you're going to go that way. Honestly, I get about the same result whether I have a full potato. That is nice. Whether we have a full potato or whether we go ahead and cut them. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and plant these like they are and we'll see what we get. Now I'm kind of procrastinating because the wind is blowing out there a little bit and it is chilly. I have some more seed potatoes, but they haven't started chitting nearly as well as these. That'll allow us to get a succession going. This year we're also going to compare determinate and indeterminate. I know both of these are determinate, so we don't have to really hill these. They're not going to grow up their stalk. But we do have some that are indeterminate, and we're going to do a tower experiment a little later this year. I hope you join me for that. Before we go out there and plant, I want to thank all the people around the world that have been sending emails and comments. I really am happy that I've been able to share my story and help you with your gardening. I was asked why more people don't use a deep mulch method. I think it's because folks just don't like to change. We do it this way because that's the way we've always done it. But you can't argue with results. And one of the things I found, I do a whole lot less work. I don't have to weed hardly at all. And I use a whole lot less water. And you've seen the production. Results don't lie. So come on, let's go ahead and plant in the deep mulch. I'll show you how. This is Ruth Stout's favorite method. While I start pulling back the mulch, let's go down to Texas and see a deep mulch garden. Mike and Linda's seedlings will be ready to go into the ground shortly. Mike is already hard at work planting potatoes. Spring is coming. Mike, Linda, that was fantastic. Please leave a comment down below and let everybody know just how much you appreciate them sharing what's going on in their garden. I invite you to become one of the friends of this channel. All you have to do is email me at waylandsmalley5@gmail.com. The address is in the description box below. I guarantee all other gardeners would love to see what you're doing at your house. This is where we get ideas. This is where we get inspiration. And this is where we get motivation. That's why I'm out here digging in the mulch on a Saturday morning. While I open up a couple more rows, let's go on over to Art and see what he's got going on. Art's been very impressed with Texas and Florida, but he thought Oklahoma was a little underrepresented. Those sweet potato slips remind me it's about time to start up potting some of mine. Thanks for reminding me, Art. Right in this area I laid leaves and hay in really thick. It's broken down quite a little bit, but it's still, now that I'm making these rows there, it's over a foot thick. And I'm gonna kinda do it like Ruth Stout, but open these up about a pitchfork's width. So I'm gonna put two side by side in each row going down. And yeah, Ruth just walks out and throws them, and where they land is where they land. I don't want to break off the chits. you want to have good soil contact no matter what you're going to do. I'm not putting them too close to the fence because we're still going to have some frosty days. The way we're going to handle this is once they come up, if it looks like it's going to frost, we're just going to bury them in mulch and they'll do just fine. Trying to cover them back up with Cover them back up with the hay and the straw. And as we did last year, I'm just going to leave this out here to mark this last row. And the bucket and that post, that's our potato patch. While I'm over here, let's go ahead and start opening up the totes. It is warming up, I guess. Now, according to the forecast, I won't have to cover these up for 3 or 4 more days. And our radishes will mark the edge of these potatoes. Where we do like the purple potatoes, I sure do like the Pontiac Reds. And these grow pretty fast, and these are ready to go. So I'm going to give them a little spacing. Now I'm going to alternate them. Sort of in a zigzag pattern. You want to make sure you have good soil contact. Get one more in there. Now while I get the rest of these put in, let's go on down to Florida and see a garden that's in full harvest and second planting. Maylin is picking, Bruce is planting. Your broccoli is simply incredible. Your deep mulch food forest makes me want to expand my garden. Thank you. Thank you for the inspiration. Spring is coming. Bruce, Maylin, that was awesome. I sure do appreciate you sharing. Now, if you'd hit the like button, it would help YouTube push this out to other people that might be interested in learning how to grow in a deep mulch. Let's go ahead and open up these totes. And again, I'm going to go ahead and leave this tote here. My biggest problem is going to keep Riley from walking on that. Those carrots and that spinach, wow, everything is looking great. You can do this too. These mini totes work wonderful. Still a little ice. This kale and Swiss chard, still no chives yet. Now you can do this too, and you don't have to have a traditional garden. Let's go on down to Texas and look at Valerie's container garden. What do old pots and colorful fabric have in common? Well, they make a colorful planter for edible flowers. Excellent, excellent, Valerie. You're also planting more potatoes, I see. And a large variety of everything else tasty. You can do this and a lot more in a container garden. Valerie, thanks for the great ideas and the continued inspiration. Valerie, that was excellent. Thank you. Well, there you go. go. So far everything looks like it's come through pretty good. Let's see what we got under the big cold frame. We've even got beets in the corner. Look at that ice. And the carrots right next to it. The blueberries swelling. Spring is on the way. It's going to be here right before you know it. Until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.